Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. When you see this, it'll be September 1st. This is crazy. I feel like time is just going by so fast. My birthday's coming up. Boop, boop. In October 11th, Libras. Shout out to us. I'm going to see Beyonce again in the beginning of October, so that'd be really exciting. Um, yeah. Apparently, we might have another lockdown. I don't think it's going to happen, y'all. I feel like people weren't even really taking it serious the first time. So I don't think it's gonna really happen. But do what you gotta do. Whether you want to wear a mask, you don't want to wear a mask, just try and keep yourself healthy, basically. Try not to interact with too many people you don't know, even though I just said I'm going to go to a concert. Yeah, but, just be on alert. Just try to keep yourself healthy, happy, all those things. So, we're on number 9 today of my favorite movie reviews. And number 9 is Hustle and Flow, and I've put out 2 videos talking about some facts and like my favorite scene from the movie in anticipation for this movie. I'm a little under the weather if I'm sniffling and stuff. Sorry. I did just take some medicine, so hopefully that'll help me out. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about Hustle and Flow today. Of course, all these are my all-time favorites, but it was so fun, like rewatching it and noticing some stuff that I didn't notice before, things like that. So let's talk about it. So it's a drama, and it stars Terrence Howard as a Memphis hustler and pimp who faces his aspiration to become a rapper. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, it was released July 22nd, 2005. It was directed by Craig Brewer. I hope that's right. Of course, Terrence Howard is the main character as DJ. Anthony Anderson as Key, who's like a producer that helps him. Taryn Manning as Nola, who's one of the hoes. Taraji P. Henson as another hoe. Her name is Suge. DJ Quills as Shelby. He's also a producer that helps them. Ludacris as Skinny Black, who's like a rapper from Memphis who comes back home for 4th of July, who DJ wants to impress so that he can give his, which is so funny, his cassette to his demo. So yeah. Paula J. Parker as Lexus, who is another hoe. She's also, I guess she's mainly a stripper, technically. But yeah. So he's 3 main hoes, Lexus, Nola, and Suge. And then Juicy J, Elise Neal as Yvette, who is Key's wife. And then Juicy J as Tigga, who is their neighbor. Like with DJ and the girls, that's the neighbor. DJ Pars RL, who's also a neighbor. And Isaac Hayes as Arnell, who owns the, I guess, club bar where DJ and Skinny Black hang out. And DJ's also there normally, like he sells weed too. Okay, so where to stream it at? You can stream it on Max. I have Max. Or you can get it with Hulu, but you have to have the Max add-on. You can get it on Prime. You can rent or buy it on Prime Video. Also, I think Prime Video also has the option, like you could do a subscription, like a 2-week trial of Max on Prime if you don't really want to, if you're not all the way sure about Max, you can do the trial. So that's where you can stream it at. So of course, I'm going to talk about my pros and my cons and my overall opinion. So my first pro is the acting. Everyone did an amazing job as their characters, especially Terrence Howard and Tyra Manning. They really embodied the personas of the people they were playing. I felt like everyone's acting was very raw and realistic, and I was fully immersed in these characters' lives. So yeah, I was really into it. Like everybody pretty much did a really good job. I will say, I don't know if I said this. Okay, that's part of my con. So I'm gonna hold off on that. But I will say every character was pretty unique and like they had their own, thing going on within the movie of what they were doing to help DJ. Like Suge was helping with, she was singing some of the hooks, so she was helping with that. Nola, he called her his primary investor. She was really, doing things to get him heard, to get him on the radio. I'm like spoiling the whole movie, but it's been out for a while. So spoiler alert if I spoil anything else. But basically, like, and she kind of not really voluntarily helps him get a better microphone. He kind of offers her services, as you will, so that he can get a mic because he cannot afford. He can't afford it otherwise. Is this thing gonna work? No, my mic. I don't know why my mouse is not working. But kind of involuntarily offers, her services to the music store guy. But she does what she got to do. But she doesn't really like it. But unfortunately, it's what they got to do to get what they need. The music. Oh, the music fit every scene very well. I felt like the mood was set for every scene by the score and the songs from the soundtrack, and I think they mix those two type of music very well. And I think I have this movie on DVD and the soundtrack somewhere. Don't quote me on that because I haven't looked at my CDs in a long time, but I'm pretty sure I have this one. But the music really fit everywhere. Like when they went to go to the strip club to get Lexus, they also call her Lex. Everything just fit really well. And of course, the music for that DJ was making, it fits him, fits, what he's about. He's talking about his life, The settings. So every setting felt realistic and raw and like really grounded the film to be like unglamorous and sometimes even gross, lol. What's it gonna ruin a moment? But DJ, he gives his tape to Skinny Black, and I guess Skinny Black pees on it, and DJ takes it out of the toilet, and he's pissed. Obviously, I would be upset too, right? But yeah, he willing. I mean, he does hesitate a little bit, but it's very gritty. They don't have AC. They got all these fans on. Very raw, very realistic. And also, I want to talk about something else that I forgot to put in my notes, but they mentioned this in the Wikipedia page about it. It definitely has a lot of like black exploitation tropes or like themes, and I feel like that's really interesting because it does. And like you can't really tell, like you can tell that's like early 2000s, like that's where it's supposed to be set because he talks about making CDs, and he says something else in the movie that lets you know that it's technically supposed to be the early 2000s. And I think he said something about Nola, like, oh, you need to upgrade to, you get you a cell phone, a girl like you could really, like, feel better about yourself. You dress up, you get your cell phone, you get your earpiece, But it also has, like, very old school themes, you know what I mean? So it definitely does, like, after watching a lot of, I don't know if a lot, I've watched like 3 or 4 blaxploitation movies. I could definitely see, in the positive way that they've incorporated this. The story. I think the story of the film being that what is your biggest aspiration in life and what would you do to really get it? What would you do to get it was really inspiring. And then, like, being in the world of a pimp and a drug dealer who isn't, like, this big shot, like, pimp or drug dealer, for example, and, like, what movie was it? I think it was Dolomite. I don't know if he was, like, you would consider him, like, big time, but it did definitely seem like he had, like, a little bit of money, to be a pimp, but I guess comparatively, he's definitely a lot more. He had a lot more money than DJ. Like you could definitely tell, it's very, not no Pablo Escobar type thing. You know what I mean? Definitely not that. And I felt like a lot of movies. I thought it was interesting that he wasn't like portrayed as this big shot. And a lot of movies glorify this role of pimps and drug dealers, but I feel like this is probably the most realistic portrayal of a drug dealer slash pimp. Because I can imagine a lot of them are not, like I said, not no Pablo Escobar, not no, super high rolling pimps. And I also love that DJ and Nola had like moral dilemmas, even though they're doing illegal work, they still had like their limits of what they want to do. Like, for example, Nola with the music store guy, she's like, yeah, this is a little much for me. And then, you know, I'm trying to think of one for DJ. Um, I feel like DJ, like, definitely, coming out of his comfort zone, talking to Skinny Black and hanging out with him and taking a chance, you know what I mean? And also, there's something else about, DJ having his limits and kind of exceeding them that I want to talk about later. So, yeah, those are my pros about the movie. I only have one con. I really wish we had like the backstory, especially for Lexus. Well, a little more backstory for DJ and the girls in general. Like we get tidbits, him talking about his father who passed away, and he left. He had this watch, and DJ wears it to go, hang out with Skinny Black. And he talks about, what his dad used to do, fixing the school buses with Suge, who they have a little love connection. It's really cute. It's really random to me, but it's really. I mean, it does make sense though, because she's saying how much she appreciates, him helping her, or him allowing her to be on his tracks, and, for now until they get someone better. But she really appreciates it. She gets him a chain. She gets him a lava lamp to help him in the studio. Like, it's really cute. And then what else did I say? So yeah, you only get tidbits, especially when Lexus, we don't see much of her, but she does mention working for DJ for 5 years, and like she says when she's getting kicked out, essentially, I've been wasting my life for 5 years. So I would have liked to, know more about that. And we don't really know much else about her during her time with DJ. And the movie is like a bit of a slice of life movie, which I usually don't enjoy, but it definitely has a message and like an end goal though, compared to like other types of like slice of life movies. And my overall opinion, of course, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. I will say it's like almost 2 hours long, but so it's a little bit long, but it does kind of make sense because they're trying like this ultimate goal of like DJ getting discovered, so it makes sense. It spans over the times over like months, and it kind of leads up to this event where Skinny Black is at Arnell's like club, bar, whatever it is, type of establishment. I mean, they have drinks, they have music, so I'm gonna call it a club. And it culminates until Skinny Black comes back home for the 4th of July. So it's like, I guess it's like technically like maybe a whole summer length. So, it is a little long. And of course, like I always do, I watched it in parts. So I didn't watch it all the way through in one setting. So you can always do that. And since you don't have to I guess if you have Max, if you rent it, you do have only 2 days. I know on Prime because I've rented stuff on Prime before, and once you start watching it, you only got 48 hours to finish watching it. So that's the only thing. But if you have Max, you can just take your time. I loved all the acting. I think everyone did an amazing job. This movie is so raw and gritty, and I really love that. It was a very realistic portrayal, and I actually appreciate like how grounded it was with the premise and with like the settings and everything. I do wish we got a little more backstory, but overall, I think that is well rounded and executed well. And I know they're probably not gonna make a second one. I'm kind of iffy about sequels, but it would be kind of cute to see like maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a short film about what their life is like now, or years after. Maybe DJ's big. Maybe he keeps Suge and Nola with him the whole way. But, sequels can be kind of iffy. But I want to analyze a line from the movie that really stuck out to me at the end. So I'm going to give you a little context because I didn't include the line before it. Key asks, I'm just spoiling the whole movie. Go watch the movie. But DJ goes to jail, or goes to prison for something. So I'm not going to spoil everything. But basically, Key comes to visit DJ in jail. So he asked DJ before that night, before the 4th of July, did you know Skinny Black for real? Because, DJ's telling everybody, oh, we went to school, or we know each other, even though we went to different schools, we knew each other, blah, blah, blah. He's like bragging about it, But he says this, you know what? That little girl, Keisha, so Suge is a pregnant prostitute, sex worker. And then she gives birth while DJ is in prison and names a little girl Keisha. One day she's gonna dream big, the way kids do, So this is a direct quote. I'm gonna start over because I keep talking in between the thing. So this is a direct quote from the movie. You know that little girl Keisha, right? One day she's gonna dream big, the way kids do, And she's gonna come to me and ask me when she grow up, can she become president? Now, I know that little girl got a hoe for her mama and a trick for her daddy, that nobody even know where he at. But I tell you something, I'm gonna look her right in her eye, and I'm gonna lie. So DJ says that in response to Key asking him, did you really know Skinny Black? And I want to analyze that because I love this whole line because it sums up the message of the film well. It's like just because of your circumstances doesn't mean you can't dream big, but also because of your circumstances, you have to lie to yourself in order to think bigger, basically. DJ was betting on a lie he told himself, but the reality didn't turn out how he planned. I'm not gonna say what happened. He still had the support to move forward where he wanted to be, though. He had Nola, primary investor. She's in charge. She got him. I'm not spoiling everything. Basically, she got him on the radio. She used her gifts, her professional gifts, I will say. So yeah. So he got that. Even though we just saw DJ starting getting recognition, I think he definitely could have been on a journey to him getting bigger once he got out of prison. And I kind of want to talk about rappers in prison just a little bit. Let me think about it. Hold on. I know now we say to be delusional where you want to get where you want to be. Like we're saying, be delusional, be delulu. But really, for DJ, the lie was he was betting on to get him into his dream. And I still feel like it's all, no matter what you say, it's all fake it till you make it. No matter how you say it, sometimes you got to do it. You got to fake it till you make it. And sometimes you got to dream big no matter your actual circumstances. So that's what I think about that line. So I want to analyze that line. Another thing, there are a lot of rappers recently, and I mean new rappers, not like Young Thug, who was already a rapper and he was doing a bunch of stuff. But YMW. There's so many YM something people, rappers, but YMN Melly. YMW Melly. Oh my goodness. I hope that's the right thing. He was really popping before he went to trial, which he's in trial for double murder, which ended in a mistrial, which is kind of surprising to me, but I thought the evidence was airtight. I know it's some of the details of the case, but I haven't been following the trial. And then TK infamously has a song called The Race, where he took off his ankle monitor. He was also involved in a double murder. And the murders took place, I want to say 2 different times. I want to say it's a double murder, or at least one person. And I'm not sure if he was this shooter. I feel like from what I've heard, I think he was. or he was there when somebody got shot, basically. And if you're there when somebody gets shot, you're also charged as if you shot them, pretty much, universally, from what I know about like the law. Um, but he wrote a letter from jail. I forgot how much time he got. He got a lot of time. It was like, ooh, I want to say over 30 or over 40 years. Let me check. And basically, he was saying if he was like a young white like teenager when he committed his crimes, he wouldn't have um, uh, been convicted the way he was. Oof, he was sentenced to 55 years. Oh, wow. Um, okay, here we go. Okay, it was a murder involving a home invasion. But it doesn't say, I guess I have to read all the details. And then there's another one. So you got a sentence to 55 years for that. Oh, so that's only one trial, apparently. I guess he's still on trial for another alleged shooting. So that's crazy. I mean, I don't know if it's with or without parole, but yeah. Okay, there's a lot of details that I can't really. I'm trying to see if I can go into it. Okay, let me see. I guess I would have to like read the whole thing. I'm not sure if he was. I have to read it later. But it's like really interesting because like also DJ in the movie like he's like started to get popping, but he's in prison, and it made me think of those two people who they kind of did get. I mean, I feel like both had success before they went to prison, but I feel like especially TK, I don't really feel like he had like a because I don't think he's ever came out with like any music though. I mean, besides the race, um, because I don't think he has anything else that has come out. At least not that I know of. Oh, he has a mixtape that came out. Okay. Okay, so he was signed to a label. I don't really know how that's working out though. Okay. Yeah, he's only had the mixtape, so he didn't really get to like really do anything basically. Which all of these things are his own doing pretty much by doing like illegal activities. But I just thought it was like an interesting parallel to bring up. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of rappers, at least recently, that have had legal trouble, and it kind of like mixes together. But at least, and then Fetty Wap's in jail or prison, I guess. And I think he's in prison for like 7 or 8 years. I just looked this up the other day too to tell my friend. I don't remember. I think it was like something like that. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting to bring up. And I can imagine if DJ came out today, if he was like a real person, you know what I mean? I feel like he'd be pretty popular. And like he only got 11 months, so he would have been good, if he came out and wasn't doing nothing else. That is, of course, which we've seen with Young Thug and well, Gunna is out now, but Young Thug is still on trial, and with TK and with YM and Melly. Even if you are popping, even if you have stuff going on, and with Fetty Wap now, even if you have stuff going on, you still want to do illegal stuff. I don't know why, but yeah, so those are my parallels for that. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you've seen Hustle and Flow, let me know what you think of it. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Oh, another thing I want to talk about that I'm not really qualified to talk about. I'm going to bring it up. Some people say the accents are not accurate for the black people in Memphis. If you're from Memphis, let me know if it's accurate or not. But yeah, I will see you all next week. I think next week will be the movie Hairspray, the remake musical from the 2000s. So I'll see you all next week.